For this assignment, it's going to be important to create and review your notes on the scientific paper you are given prior to the quiz. For this, you will have access to the paper for a week before the final quiz deadline. Primary articles can be overwhelming to even the most experienced scientists, especially when it falls outside an area of expertise. That being said, there are some common strategies scientists use to make the experience easier and more efficient. Elizabeth Payne, a contributing editor for Science, actually published an interview with different scientists and asked them what their strategies are. We are going to review some common themes in this article, but you can use the external link at the bottom to read it yourselves. One of the most common places people start is by reading the title and a small body of words underneath, which can be called an abstract, summary, or highlights. In addition, more papers have graphical abstracts which summarize the work in a visual format. These are great places to get started. Some readers will use a spoiler alert strategy. They take a second here to skim to the last part of the introduction to find the specific question being asked, and then jump to the end of the discussion to find the conclusion and how it fits into the state of the discipline. It's almost like knowing the end of the movie you are watching so that you are able to pick up on all the foreshadowing hints and extra details. It could be a good idea to start to create an outline for your notes moving forward. Next, we'll look at the introduction. While readers who are experts in the related discipline may skip past this because they are confident with the background material, it can be very helpful to read because the background material is often carefully selected to be the most relevant to the work, and it helps ensure that this information is fresh in your mind. Because you skipped to the conclusion earlier, you now have this final conclusion in your mind, so that when you skim through the body of the work, you will have a better idea of how this fits into the final conclusion. The body is typically divided into paragraphs, with each paragraph having an associated figure. Try to read the subheadings and go through the figures to get an idea for the flow of the paper while making an outline for your notes. The subheadings for each paragraph are often the overarching finding from that specific paragraph, so you can get an idea for how all the smaller results come together to form the final conclusion. Now, when you read the discussion and the conclusion over, you can hopefully see how everything is starting to fit together. Now you can go back and read the entire paper. Not every detail needs to be recorded in your notes because this will make it harder to use your notes in the final quiz. The trick is that by first skimming the paper, you will have a better idea of what the key parts are and be able to include these in your notes. It could be a good idea to keep the structure of your notes the same as the paper. That way, if you do need to go back to the paper for extra detail during the quiz, you can do this much faster as you will have a better idea of where to go.